AI just replaced a CEO, and no one noticed.
Now, this isn't science fiction. This isn't some far-off future we're talking about. Last year, an actual AI system in a small, bootstrapped startup, it made every single decision.
And when I say every decision, I mean every decision. We're talking about who to hire, how to set the budget, even the entire product roadmap. And the humans on the team, their job was just to execute. And here's the crazy part. There was no big press release, no fanfare, they didn't slap the title CEO on it, but make no mistake, it acted like one. It did the job of one. And no one noticed. You know, we still love to talk about CEOs as these great visionary leaders, right? But the quiet truth is, we've been handing over the keys to the kingdom, one tiny automation at a time. All right, so how on earth did we get here? In this explainer, we're going to break it down. We'll start with why the CEO job is already kind of obsolete. Then we'll jump into a real-world case study of an AI CEO. After that, we'll look at how algorithms are calling the shots on strategy, what this silent takeover really means, and finally, how we can reclaim what it means to be a human leader.
Okay, let's kick things off. Section 1. The CEO is already obsolete. And this really gets to a core question, right? What does CEO even mean anymore in an AI-native world?
You know, if you boil it down, the classic CEO job has four main parts. You set the vision, the big picture. You create the strategy to get there. You allocate resources, money, people, time, and you lead the team. It's always been a very human role, or at least it was.
And this is where things get wild. Right now, today, AI is already handling something like 70% of those classic CEO tasks. Think about it. It's crunching market data, forecasting sales, optimizing entire supply chains, and even suggesting who to hire. And it's doing it faster, cheaper, and often with more accuracy than any human could. So this begs a really important question, doesn't it? If the AI is handling all the heavy lifting, the core strategic and operational calls, what's left for the human? Are they just a face for the company, a spokesperson? Or is the job changing into something we don't even recognize yet?
All right, let's make this real. Section 2, Case Study, the AI CEO. This isn't just a thought experiment. We're about to look at a startup that actually handed the reins to an AI from the very beginning.
The company is called Nexora Labs. It's a bootstrapped AI startup out of Lagos, so no big VC money backing them. Right from the get-go, the entire company was built around one thing, an autonomous decision engine. They fed this AI everything: customer data, financial models, what the competition was doing. And the job for the human team? Simple. Execute what the AI said, feed it better data, and report back on how it was going. And the results? Well, they were just staggering. In only 18 months, just by following the AI's playbook, the company grew by 300%. I mean, you just can't argue with that kind of efficiency. But this is the quote that tells you everything you need to know. When someone asked the founder, "So who's the actual CEO?" he just kind of laughed and said, "The model. I'm just the interface." Wow. That one sentence, it pulls back the curtain on a reality that's happening in more places than we think.
Okay, so this isn't just some quirky startup story. Section 3, Strategy by Algorithm. The truth is, huge parts of our economy are already running on strategies cooked up by machines.
I mean, just think about it for a second. In finance, you've got algorithmic trading systems managing trillions of dollars, making moves in microseconds based on signals a human brain can't even see. In R&D, AI is literally designing new molecules for life-saving drugs or figuring out the impossibly complex layouts for microchips. And in logistics, AI is rerouting entire fleets of ships around the globe in real time because of a storm. This is happening right now. So let's be super clear here. These are not just fancy spreadsheets or support tools. They're not just giving suggestions. They are executive agents. They are making high-stakes, strategic calls with almost no human in the loop. So next time you hear a CEO say, "Well, the data suggests," what they probably mean is, "An AI I don't fully understand told me to do this."
And this is where we have to get serious. Section 4, the silent takeover. Because what's happening is a massive shift in corporate power. And it's not happening with a bang. It's a quiet, slow, piece-by-piece delegation of authority.
Look at how it happened. First, we gave the AI tasks to make things more efficient. Made sense. Then we asked it for insights from the data. Also logical. And now we're letting it define the strategy. Every single step felt smart and productive. but we were so focused on the how that we forgot to ask the big question. At what point does making things better become making the decisions? Because when an AI is really pulling the levers, a few dangerous things start to happen. First, accountability just evaporates. If an AI decides to lay off 20% of the workforce to hit a margin target, who's to blame? The programmer who wrote the code? The CEO who bought the software? Good luck getting a straight answer. Second, ethics start to get fuzzy. An AI that's only programmed to maximize profit will, eventually, find a way to exploit loopholes or amplify biases to get there. It doesn't know any better. And finally, the big picture vision, it just fades away. And that's really the core of it, isn't it? An AI can't dream up a better future. It can't look at a strategic choice and ask that all-important human question, should we do this? All it can ask is, can we do this? And that right there, that's the silent takeover. It's not about our jobs, it's about the very purpose of our organizations. So, what do we do about all this? That brings us to our final section, reclaiming human leadership. It's about figuring out what our job is supposed to be in this new world.
And we need to be really clear about what the actual threat is. It's not some Terminator-style AI takeover. That's a distraction. The real, present danger is us. It's human leaders abdicating their responsibility, just throwing up their hands and saying, hey, the algorithm made the call.
This is our chance to redefine what leadership actually means, because it was never really about just optimizing a spreadsheet or allocating resources. True leadership, that's about having a vision for where you want to go. It's about having the courage to take risks to get there. And maybe most important of all, it's about having the moral clarity to ask, should we? Even when the machine is screaming, we can. So yeah, let the machines optimize. Let them calculate. Let them execute. That's what they're good at. But that other stuff, the vision, the courage, the moral clarity, that's on us. That's still our job. And in the end, that's the only part that ever really mattered.